doing a deep dive into technical analysis. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to draw on charts and how to start trading like a pro. So we're gonna be doing a deep dive, not just the basics, but the real things, strategies you can use right now and be better, improve, okay? So what we'll be talking about today, trend lines. We're gonna be talking about support resistant levels. We're going to be talking about EMA, estimated moving averages, as well as RSI, MACD, and stochastic. Plus, I'll give you one bonus indicator, which has been very effective for me and for my trading. And if you want to make some big bucks, you can use it as well. So what is technical analysis? Basically, it's a way you read the chart, the way you mark levels on the chart. When the price goes there, you take the trigger to understand what can happen on base of the past. So there were some levels where the price has been reacting and you want to mark these on your chart. So in the next time it comes there, you may expect a similar outcome. In comparison to fundamental analysis, which is more about the events, macro events, what may happen, and being prepared on that basis, what the chart and the price can do after that. Okay, so economic data announcements, or the economy, the macro, FOMC, is there going to be a rate cut or no rate cut? Here, technical analysis, we're looking at data, we're looking at the chart, we're looking at the levels, we're looking at where the price can change the trend, and so on. Okay, enough of the chit chat. Let's move into the real business. Practice is where it's at, okay? So, boom, here we have TradingView. I hope each of you have TradingView and have opened it. If not, it's about time to get things rolling. As you can see, this is a chart. Bitcoin chart, yeah, you know Bitcoin. Bitcoin here is trading and is showing its price on the chart. So I won't get into the very basics, but let's start from the trend. Okay, every price has some kind of trend going on. Let's look at the daily chart here on Bitcoin. As you see, the price is moving upwards. All right, so there is an uptrend. To understand the uptrend, you have to mark some levels to know where the price can bounce. Let's say this is a line. We have the option of selecting a line here on TradingView. Boom, we have an uptrend, okay? So usually you want to have at least 3 points of contact for any line. Is it a trend line, support resistance levels to be working? So this wouldn't be fully correct. But if we go on the lower time frame, here we have the lower time frame, okay? So the one candle is 4 hours now. So we see there has been more connections here. So the trend isn't super strong, but it's a clear uptrend. Now we're moving on to the 1 hour chart. We're seeing that the level was tested and now we can create an uptrend, okay? The price is moving up. Similar, let's take a look at a different chart. Let's do Solana, okay? We all love Solana. Let's take a different one. USD, okay? So this is the Solana chart. We're going on the daily, okay? So look at this. Here we have it. It was a pump. Then there was a dump. Okay, so how to find a trend? Usually we find trend, the higher time frame the better. And again, we try to get some line to understand where the price is moving and where it can bounce. Because if the trend is moving up, there will always be dips coming close to the trend line, and there is where you can potentially take position. Okay, I'm speaking about the long position, or you're buying. So whatever, you have a trend line and this is how you want to work with it. The price broke down, it made a fake out, but the stop loss should be positioned in a safe way because you're here to ride the wave from the trend line. It's a big time frame, and boom, you position yourself, you enter on the trend line retest, and you ride the wave. Okay, that's Solana. So trend lines or trends are often marked by other indicators. So here we're speaking about the trend line which we draw ourselves. Cool. Going back, here we have a clear downtrend. We're moving the chart a little bit to the right to see how it was performing in the past. Here is the 1 hourly chart. We're seeing a clear downtrend. Okay, so this was the place where you can actually see that it's starting to downtrend. And if you would draw this line and you would extend it longer, because the chart didn't paint itself yet, you could easily take a short position. Short position means that you're selling. This is a leverage term. You're selling, you're betting that it will go down. And you're positioning yourself close to the trend line here because you know that the trend is strong. The trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. That's what you should remember until the end. But there's a high probability that it's not ending, then that you will be predicting when the trend is ending. Boom, trend lines. Now, the most important thing, support resistant levels. This is the bread and butter of every trader, support resistance levels. So to briefly explain, you mark it on the chart. Support is where the price has been bouncing. There has been a lot of buy pressure in the past. Many traders have been positioning themselves with buy orders at these levels. Let's take Solana again. I'm drawing now a box where I have been seeing good support levels. I'm going to take it all the way to the right because we're trying to predict the future here, right? Boom. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, many times the price has been bouncing from the level 120. So then again, you see that there's a strong support level here because every time the price went down, there have been people who have been buying, and that caused the price to go up. There were more buyers than sellers. That's how the price in the market moves. More buyers than sellers, price goes up. More sellers than buyers, price goes down. Bam. Okay, so we marked it. Here, the support held. There was a strong downtrend, which we marked before. Nice. It came to the support level somewhere here, and it shifted the trend a little bit. Okay, so you could still position yourself and get this little bounce, but the sell pressure was big and there was a fake breakdown. Okay, this is a concept used by the market makers. There are people who control the market and they want to make technical analysis not work. The people usually set up their stop loss under the support level. Boom, stop loss is taken and reversal is coming. So as you see, it's not perfect, but this is a basic orientation how you draw these things. Now, resistance. Where would you put resistance? Similar, you try to find the places where the price has been trading, has been bouncing. So I'm marking this starting from these 2 points. The price has tried to go above but has been rejected. Then not quite here, but here you could see a candle and bounce. So this is more or less the area. And then we're looking here, this resistance turned into support because that's how it works. Important levels, once the price goes over or under and gets accepted, they turn into support or resistance. So that's what you call a support resistance flip. Okay, so that's important that once these are broken, the resistance or support levels, they change into resistance or support. Okay, so here we have it. Solana again reached these levels which we marked here. If we would mark it this happened in March 24th, boom, again, sell off. So this would be the perfect level to sell your position because you already drew your resistance level. You saw that a lot of trading was happening here. This is a high volume zone, a lot of trading. The price couldn't decide if it's going up or down. So there was a lot of trading going on, and that also marks the resistance or support. And that's perfectly shown here. So now what we can expect, if the price gets accepted above this resistance and retests it, then we can expect it to move to the next resistance over time. And where would be the next resistance? Let's do the exercise. We're trying to find some levels where the price was rejected. I'm going to draw another box because usually these are not like pinpoints by just lines. Okay, boom, I'm seeing here and I'm seeing here. So this would be the area of the next resistance. So what I'm going to tell you, if the price gets accepted above level 200 on Solana, we can expect a slow or fast move to the next resistance where there will be a lot of sell orders and the traders will be positioning to dump their bags on you, or the short traders will be opening short positions because that's the high probability that others will also do the same. You see, technical analysis happens to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if me and my 100 friends decide that here's a support level and we all set our buy orders, then there's a high probability that the price won't go lower. The price will bounce. So if people are posting that this is a big support level, everyone is positioning, that's how the market works. The buys will push the price up, and that will be the support level. Let's go on to Ethereum. Okay, this is a clean chart, daily chart here, or let's put the weekly chart. Let's go on Ethereum, weekly chart. Beautiful range. So what I just marked are the resistance and support levels. Okay, we're seeing that there has been a lot of rejection here. Let me make a nice highlighter for you guys. Boom. First rejection, second rejection. Here there was a breakout. Price broke out above. People were like, wow, we're going higher, we're going higher. The resistance has been broken. No, it's another fake out just to take liquidity. Liquidity grab is a different concept which I won't speak about today. We're focusing on resistance and support. Okay, so support and resistance levels are marked on the chart. I drew them because there has been several rejections and several, let's say, bounces from the support, and this is how you define a range. So the price is trading in a range until it's not, right? So our range now marked on the chart. We have beautiful tools here in TradingView, so I encourage everyone to start using them to get better at the game. So let's say this is the price range, right? This is the range where we're marked from support, resistance, the main level. Then you can mark the mid-range. Let's say the mid-range is somewhere here, and you can see the mid-range is also acting as support, resistance, lots of volume happening here. Boom, first, here is the volume, here is rejection, here is a lot of problems with getting above, here is something. So the mid-range is also, so but we have marked a big range for Ethereum, okay? Support, resistance, and this is on the weekly chart, so you're not going to get pinpoint entries. But let's look at the 1 hour chart. Let's clean our chart right here. Boom, remove drawings. And now what we've learned already, we're looking at support, resistance. Here it is. Some resistance can be here on the 1 hour chart because we saw the bounce. Now the price is kind of accepting above. If it accepts, it will turn into what? Into support. Congratulations. Trend line. Okay, we're seeing the trend. The trend is moving. We're trying to find some acceptance. We're trying to find confirmation of the trend, right? So we're moving basically on the candles. It's not perfect, but something like this is happening. And as you see, this price tried to break the trend line, but no, it's still moving in the trend. So let's continue with Ethereum on the strong trend to reach 4,200 or whatever. Okay, so that's about support resistance. Let me give you one more example of the support resistance lines. This is the most important concept. If you understand support resistance, you can draw them, you can make money in trading. Let's say we're trying to find some support or resistance. It actually doesn't matter. Like if the price is above, it means it's acting as support. If the price is below, but this is basically the same level. So once you mark them on your chart, if it breaks down, it will be acting as resistance, so you can use it in the future. So I marked it here. There was a lot of trading volume happening. You see the price didn't really get accepted. There was lots of bouncing of this price. And then again, when there was a big crash, it bounced again from here. And here we had a crash lately. So yes, you see this wick. So this is a so-called, let's say, a fake breakdown. But the important fact is that the candle closed, right? So you just have a wick. This is a candle wick, and the candle closed above this level. So you see that this is strong support, but the issue is that support resistance gets weaker every time it gets tested. So once you have a support resistance level tested 100 times, there's a whole higher probability that it's going to be broken down. Okay, but we have the support mark. So where is our resistance? Most likely the resistance based on this, what we're seeing, we can go into the further chart to have more data. But yeah, looking at the wicks here, look, here are the wicks perfectly aligning with what has been happening here. So even just looking at these two wicks, we see that the price after so many months actually respected this resistance level. So if you would even mark this level, you would see, okay, I'm setting my sell orders because high probability that it's going to get rejected. Boom, you sold here, you bought back here, then you rode the pump because you were observing. See, it got tested, the resistance got tested, the big buying pressure broke through the resistance, so you didn't sell here yet, you rode it up to 205. Now you're a Lambo owner. Congratulations, you're rich. So learn these skills. Technical analysis, pretty basic in any market, crypto, TradFi, whatever, stocks. You gotta figure this out. So we have support resistance. Okay, let's not go on. Let's move on. EMA, estimated moving average. So estimated moving average are like lines which are calculated on the past. So they calculate the price levels. You can usually it's 25, 100 and 200. So 200 candles before, 100 candles before, and 25. As you see, they're moving. I have this indicator which is showing me the zone. This is a custom indicator, but it doesn't have to be like this. Basically the yellow, green and red and blue lines. So the blue one is the slowest. It's 200 moving average. Usually these are the custom ones set by the traders. And what happens is that they act as support and resistance, and they estimate a trend. So now we're moving with the trend. So as you see, the green, it shows that we're in an uptrend, and red, we're in a downtrend until it's broken. As you see, this kind of supports it. Here, the price bounced. Okay, here the price bounced. Here the price bounced. Here was a breakout. So you need to set up stop losses. And here it got accepted. So it broke out, tried, and now starting the uptrend. Here it was supported. And here again support. And now we're seeing if the blue zone will support or it will change into a downtrend. So EMA is what I use as well. Last but not least, important indicator which can make you good money. Okay, if you're already watching so long, I guess you deserve this big bonus. Whole suit. You can find it on the indicators here. How I use it. So pay attention now. Let's take a daily. Okay? How I use this. It shows the trend. Right? So if it's green, it's a green trend. But I use it for trend reversal. Okay? So pay attention. Once the band, green band, goes through the candles and it gets accepted here, it starts to act as resistance. So you want to take your position, in this case short position, once it's retesting this band, okay? Boom, look at this. You enter here, you see, okay, it broke, and then the band is running away, the price is consolidating, so you wait for one more retest, you take position, and you ride this dump, okay? And you made big money. Similar things are happening now here on Solana. So how we play it? We either wait for a retest. We wait for a retest. If we get a pump here in Solana into the green, which should happen, we can take a short position, okay? And it's not guaranteed how low it will go. Sometimes the trend is strong, sometimes it's not. Something to test out. Look at the red, similar story. Exact same story, actually. So when the red is crossing the candles, you wanna open a long position, right? This isn't a perfect, ideal, 100% concept. But once you understand how it works, you do your backtesting, you implement it in your strategy, you will see. So boom, the red candles, the downtrend. So we want to find the end of the downtrend. Boom, we see the retest. So the retest onto the red band, and it's changing suddenly into green. So here we take our position, we put a stop loss under the last wick, and we ride it, moving our stop loss with the trend. So we're securing our profits, or at least we're not losing money. Because technical analysis isn't ever 100% accurate. Your goal is to estimate a profitable strategy. Risk to reward ratio, consistency, and other aspects you will be able to learn from the next video. Trend lines, EMA, support and resistance levels, and the bonus indicator, cool suit. Start practicing on the chart and see how you do. I'll see you soon. Peace.